Hey guys, 7W Rocks here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience meeting Kurt Angle. So yesterday, as most of y'all saw on Twitter, the picture is on Twitter at 7W Rocks, of course. So if you want to see it, go check it out. Basically, it was Bellator MMA. They're doing a big show tonight, a big fight night. Ken Shamrock versus Horace Gracie in the main event. Kimbo Slice will be fighting. But to get ready for this, they do Fan Fest. I think the first Fan Fest they did was like a few months ago, I believe. And so they're starting to do Fan Fest like the day before the actual fight. So when they announced it, I was really excited for it because they announced Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, but he ended up pulling out. So they put Vanderlei Silva in his place. Phil Davis, yes, Davis. When I made this video, or when I made the video on Wednesday, I think, I said Phil Brooks for some reason. Everyone was like, what? Phil Brooks is going to be there? Yeah, Phil Davis, some other guy, and then Kurt Angle, of course. So obviously I wanted to beat Kurt Angle. And when I got there, hectic. I don't know if Bellator, this was just a one-time deal or whatnot. Maybe they're much more organized, but it was at a Dave & Buster's, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's like an adult Chuck E. Cheese. Bunch of games, arcade stuff and bowling and all this greatness. But very disorganized, honestly. I mean, it seemed like no one knew what was going on. Like, no one knew where the line started and whatnot and what you were supposed to do. But I was able to get through it. I was able to give them my ticket or whatnot. I had to print out my ticket, hand it to the front desk, which there was kind of a big line, so I had to wait a little. But it was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, and I was under the assumption that there was one Group 1 and Group 2. That's what I thought it was. The ticket made it sound like that, but actually there was much more than 2 groups. I didn't realize that. This girl next to me, we got talking, and she said she was actually in Group 19 to meet the UFC fighters, or the Bellator fighters, and Kurt Angle. And if I had printed out my ticket and saw you are Group 19, I think I would have cried and ripped it up to pieces and said, no, I'm not going. Because it started like 20, 30 minutes late. I remember standing there waiting. It was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. They didn't release Group 1 until like 8:20, 8:30. So a lot of people were really mad about that. This one UFC guy, he had this like group that he was trying to sell his own 8x10s and stuff, and sell his own autographs. Like, no, he had nothing to do with Bellator. He was just in it for himself, I guess. And the Bellator people brought over like policemen and actually got him escorted out. So I thought that was kind of crazy, but had to stand around for a while. Finally, they released Group 1, and then I get to go in this big room with, like, they had cameras all around, all these lights and stuff. They had a big screen of Ken Shamrock, the press conference for the Bellator fight on the screen, and just all the fighters lined up. So I had to wait not that long in line, just going around, and then I finally got to meet Kurt Angle right before, like, those seconds, those last few seconds where I'm literally about to go up to him. I started getting really nervous. But go up to him, shake his hand. I said, it's really nice to meet you, and he said, nice to meet you as well. When he was signing my DVD cover, which I'll show in a few seconds, I said, I'm really enjoying your farewell tour. The matches have been great. The one with Drew Galloway was awesome. And he said, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's great to hear. And then I said, can I get a picture? He said, yeah, of course. And then was able to get a picture, which on the ticket it said you weren't going to be able to get a posed picture with him, but I did. And then when I shook his hand, I said, very nice to meet you. And he said, nice to meet you as well. And he looked me directly in the eye. I really like that when wrestlers do that. Honestly, I hate when they just aren't even looking up. But I got this signed, the Genesis 2006 DVD cover, which I think came out really, really good. I really love how I got both guys to sign. I'm very lucky and fortunate to get both guys to sign it. And it looks really good. I might just frame it. I might not even put it back on the DVD slip. Yeah, I think it looks really good. And I'm really happy how it came out with. And then, I mean, I could have met Vanderlei Silva and Tito Ortiz and all those other guys because it's free. But I mean, I probably should have, because when are you going to get a chance of that, to meet those great fighters for free? But I just want to get an angle and get out of there. It was really hectic. It was very, very loud. So I even kind of worried about him not even be able to hear me when I talked to him, because it was so loud in that room. But like I said, when telling the story back, I mean, I didn't get this great conversation with him. I would have gone more in depth with his like movie work where he was in Warrior. I wanted to talk about that. I really love that movie, and Angle was in it. I want to talk more about the Drew Galloway fight and stuff and his farewell tour. But they were really rushing. They had the ring girls, the Bellator girls that hold up the signs and whatnot. And they just kept going through lines saying, only get one item signed. You get your questions ready, have your cameras ready, and as soon as you get it signed, you got to get out. So we were rushed. So I wasn't able to have this great conversation with them that I would have hoped for. But it was free. I'm not gonna complain. I really, when I saw that, I wasn't expecting me to have this great conversation with them and be able to have a lot of time with them. It looked like a lot of people were being rushed, and which kind of sucked. But it was free. Like I said, not gonna complain. But yeah, there it is once again. Kurt Angle autograph along with Samoa Joe. Really happy how it came out, and he was pretty nice. I mean, wasn't like outgoing, I guess, but we were all rushed. He didn't really have time to be outgoing, to be honest. So thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate all the kind words people were saying, like, have fun, and oh, the picture's awesome and stuff, and congratulations and whatnot. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for tomorrow's video, this weekend. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with something. But thanks so much for watching. As always, have a nice day and enjoy the start of your weekend.